So I just created a new app icon for the app. This is about all the app icon switcher that I want to build into Revere. And it looks like this. So it has the logo and just a scene in the background and some simple shading inside it. And it was really simple and really cool to create using some new tools that maybe some people are interested in. So I just wanted to record this because I think it's kind of neat, and I'd like a record of this so that in 10 years we'll look back and be like, wow, it wasn't that quaint. Look how much work it was to generate that icon. Or maybe it's the other way around and it takes a lot more work in the future because we're tired of AI generated stuff. So this is Adobe Firefly, and I like it a lot better than the DALL-E or the Midjourney stuff because it's an example of where the interface is the actual differentiator. And I'll show you what I mean. But DALL-E and Midjourney, you have to kind of take what something looks like and you have to figure out how to describe it in words. But you got to describe it in a way that the computer knows, or how like a computer would understand it, or how stock photography tagging would understand it. And so there's a lot of trial and error, and you kind of only know what you can imagine and describe. But Adobe Firefly does something totally different. So so I have this idea for like the summer seasonal app icon, and I'm thinking of like an image of a Canadian dock. Looking out over a still lake on a hot summer day in Canada. Or let's do on a hot summer day from a Canadian dock. So now we'll generate. So I've spared you all the waiting for all that stuff. Obviously this is a crappy app icon, but here's where this stuff gets really interesting. So on the right hand side, you've got all these tools, and so you can see this is where I love this interface because it gives you a thumbnail of what that style is. Like, do you know what, glitch art looks like? Or do you know what maximalism is? Well, you don't really have to know what it is. You can just look at that and say, I like how that looks. And they give you tons and tons of stuff here. So the one I've found that works well for app icons is Vector Look, which simplifies the image to something that doesn't clutter and that looks nice in a small size, like on your home screen. And then Glass Morphism gives it a bit of a shine to it, so it feels less paper-like. Although the one I created here, I chose layered paper as the approach, and it gives you this kind of cool thing, but both work, and it's whatever you like. And you can see that they get applied down here, so let's generate again. All right, so those are pretty cool. Which one should we pick? I'm kind of liking this one, and yeah, so let's go with this one. And obviously it's not perfect. So we can go into Photoshop. Let's grab it and drop it into, where's my Photoshop? Okay, so Photoshop's gonna launch. Let's drop that in. Okay, so there it is. Obviously there's some grossness. So this is what's amazing about the Photoshop generative fill. You can just highlight something. And what I do is content aware fill. So I'm not generating anything, I just want to get rid of it. Actually, no, sorry, not content aware fill. I'm just going to hit the backspace, yeah. Content aware, okay. And then it removes it. Not super great. I'll speed through this. All right, so there's the picture, which looks fine enough. Let's just do a short crop in a bit to remove the weird edges and export. And now we can bring it into Figma. I have this guy here, so let's just do that. And replace the app icon. the app icons need to be 1024, but you can do it like that, 512, so I can double it later. And then this icon actually looked like this, just like that, which is kind of boring. Figma has released some new options here, so you can do a drop shadow. So let's do 5. Actually, you know what? If we do a drop shadow down only, so only in the Y direction, we can probably make it look like it's sitting on the dock. See that? That's kind of neat. So let's do that. And then the one that's really nice is the inner shadow. So you can go inner shadow and modify that. So let's go a little bit easier on the opacity. Maybe reduce the blur a bit. And actually maybe give it a bit more distance. Actually, I think the blur should be a little bit more. There you go. And now another app icon. So actually what I had here was a dark overlay, which maybe looks better there. The dark overlay just makes the icon look a little bit nicer or a little bit more visible. But you can just change this overlay to, let's say, a little bit less and create something like that. And then you have an app icon that's ready to go for the App Store. I mean, they're not super fancy in 5 minutes, but you take a little bit more time to clean it up, find the better image, but that's the fun part, like mucking around in Firefly and just like generating cool stuff. Like that seems like a good time. And then the actual production level stuff is a lot easier. There's not much there. Anyway, that's it.